I just said.
Exactly. Love is a vibe. I'm telling you, you can feel it if it's real. Love is a vibe. What a better title could we have other than what I have right here from Wumi Jr. featuring T West. And we are vibing right here. I mean, you can feel it. Someone is asking, why is he vibing alone? Of course not. I'm not vibing alone. Alone right here. I'm with something in me is trying to call them the Three Musketeers, but no, I'm not going to do that. So I have representatives of International Cultural Exchange Program in the persons of Michelle, Jacinth, Linda, and Michelle again. You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, it's good to have you.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Thank you very much.
It's a blessing to be here.
That's good. That's good. I love all the energy right here. I'm sure you've been, feeling good with the Nigerian vibes right here. Anyways, we move on. So we're talking about the International Cultural Exchange Program. So Michelle, please tell me about this.
Okay. Well, the International Cultural Exchange Program is a collaborative nonprofit effort between arts and health, beauty, violence prevention, things like such. And we're going to take this program and have the students from different countries interacting with each other as they learn the same program in hopes to get them to understand each other on a better level and also be well-rounded in education.
Well, I love the last line there, well-rounded in education. That's something universal and it's good.
Correct.
Okay, so let's move on. Linda, talk to me, please, about, talk to me about the arts program of the Rilyc.
So, thank you so much for having us here.
You're welcome.
This is absolutely amazing and exciting all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you want to stand still but still dance.
I understand that. I feel that every time.
So the Rilyc is the Rilyc Community and Arts Program all the way from the U.S. And what we did was we brought it here because we like to teach social and emotional skills, but through the arts. So for instance, I'm a poet, right? How do you teach children to understand poetry, write poetry, and then perform poetry, right? And sometimes the performing poetry doesn't always mean that they have to be on a mic. Sometimes they mean you can give them a paintbrush and they can speak louder through painting the poem. We do miming, which is interpretive dance through silence. We do all forms of art projects. Today at Clever Minds, we did a bookmaking. And so the children became little book authors. They gave it a title, they made a story, they did illustration, and then they signed it off as the author. It was a complete blast.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm already having imageries. Right? I'm telling you, especially about the poetry thing. I'm a poet myself, so
all right, brother.
I'm always
Okay.
intrigued about stuff like that. Yeah, so I can imagine these guys would have fun. So Jessica, please, how is the InnerStar impact lives with the International Cultural Exchange Program?
InnerStar, I call it the home of the creatives. And for us, it's using the art, your creativity, turning your pain into your purpose. How do you transform what you've been to, find power in that, and make it purposeful? I say art imitates real life, right? So when life throws you lemon, you make lemonade, and through art, we grow confidence. It teaches you life transferable skills that you can take from the children at Clever Mind, can take that into being teenagers and life lessons through adulthood, parenting, careers, spouses, so the art is so transferable, it's so powerful, and it just really helps you to tap in and just be the best version of yourself.
Yeah, best version of yourself. That's some fleek right there. It just reminded me of what my arts teacher told me back then when I was young. He said, in arts there are no mistakes.
There you go. There you go.
There's no boundaries.
And I couldn't remember anything that he taught, but I wouldn't forget that. That you could always find a way, when it looks like the drawing is wrong, it just changed the object.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yeah, I'm
it's
telling
your
you.
art, right?
Interesting, pure art. Anyway, Michelle, talk about the International Cultural Festival. Who can attend it? Stuff we need to know about it. That's coming forth, right?
Yes, we're going to have the International Cultural Festival on Saturday. The purpose of the festival is to create a safe space for all, ALL, so everyone is welcome. We want to make sure that we celebrate people. We want to celebrate the culture. We want to celebrate backgrounds. We want them to showcase their talents. We obviously, you're going to have the Clever Minds kids out there performing. We have Mr. Julius with Jay-Z Designs as well. Jacinta's going to be assisting. And doing a speech, I hope. And I know Linda's also going to be performing one of her mime dances, as well as what she's doing with the children. So really the purpose is to make sure that we all just have fun. We just want to have a good time, celebrate each other. Everybody's welcome, free to the public.
Interesting. I'm going to find my way somewhere. Find my way there somehow, somewhere.
Bring those Afro beats with you, man.
Yeah, that will be good. So, what would you say about the work Clever Minds Free School is doing in Warri with its founder Zion Ozobuge, and why did you come? Let's deal with it first. Why? What can you say about the work Clever Minds Free School is doing in Warri?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's a. I'm gonna try to make it brief. Well, long story short, I actually met Zion through the festival. I had made a post on Instagram, and I was still in the United States. So when he contacted me, I had no idea who he was, and we just started talking from there. So we got more familiar with each other, and he told me about what he does with Clever Minds and providing quality education to impoverished students. I've always been a person of education and empowerment with that, so I decided to come here in 2019. Ms. Jacinta came with me as well, and we started doing some development, and I just saw the kids, what he was doing with the kids, how they were affected, what they were learning, how they were growing, and also creating the opportunities for teachers. So once I discovered that and we developed more of a rapport, I felt that it was important to return with as many talents as I could to try to help balance some of the load that he had.
Wow, this is just interesting. Very, very much interesting right here. And, maybe to Linda, just have any more words to say about, what she just said. Yeah.
Absolutely. The power of the internet is so crazy, because I came in Nigeria and visited Clever Mind back in 2019 when I launched my first published book, Love After. And when I came and just saw what Mr. Zion was doing with Clever Mind, and just being a beacon of light in the community for people who don't have the money to go to school or orphanage, or some people don't even know when is their next meal. And the fact that this young man had a vision and stepped out on faith, and his vision is why I'm here.
Wow.
Had he not stepped out on faith and say yes to his calling and his vision, and was obedient, first and foremost, obedient as a visionary, a lot of us, the richest people, are in the grave. Why? Because they never pursued. They're sitting on $1 million ideas.
Potentials that never came out to light.
Exactly, right. So the fact that Zion stepped out on faith and said, yes, God, I'll obey your will, and he followed through his vision. Clever Mind is here, and that's why we're here.
Get it,
Round it,
get it,
yes,
girl.
perfect roundup right there.
Yes.
We salute you, Zion, for making this possible, man, and just being with these kids today. As I was teaching, InnerStar confidence curriculum, and just seeing everything come full circle, like 2019 coming here, and then now just teaching programming and expanding the art here at Clever Mind, and then going to other international countries like Jamaica and UK and wherever God takes us. It's just like, I just had a moment of awe, like, wow, it's happening.
Congratulations.
You know what I'm saying?
Thumbs up to Zion, for all that he is doing, and for the connect as well. I mean, together you guys are actually creating history. You're making history right here.
Global impact, baby.
Global impact. That's what we are talking about. And folks, in case you're just joining in, I'm with Michelle, Jessing, Linda, folks from the International Cultural Exchange Program, and it's impactful what they've been doing, in collaboration with Zion or the Clever Minds Free School. And there's more, okay? There's more where that came from, trust me. And finally, I will just let Michelle, say something about.
Oh, that's Linda.
Linda.
I know we both light skinned, but dang. We both light skinned, y'all.
Clever Minds, I'll tell you what, Michelle called me a few years back. I'm sitting at home in the U.S. on my comfortable couch, and she says, hey, by the way, we're going to Nigeria. And I said, oh, okay. And she tells me about this gentleman, Zion, and his dreams and all his aspirations. And As I've been getting to know him, his story is so relative to mine. Understanding the struggle and the survival and the actual need that these children have for somebody to just say I love you, give them a pat on the back. Sometimes it's just a hello, so they don't feel invisible anymore.
Yes.
And to know that I will continue to travel here and continue to provide my program here at no cost to Clever Mind, because I believe that what we're doing is much bigger than ourselves. Jacinth is absolutely right. The richest people are in the grave, right? And so if you have that calling, and that calling is loud, right? It's louder than your heartbeat.
I can hear it in your voice.
So you have to step up and do something. And then when you have someone like Michelle, who's built a relationship with someone like Sion, who had an insane idea to build a school, to provide education and safety and a meal for these children, I couldn't be more humbled but to be a part of this.
Interesting. So just before we wrap it all up right here, what did you teach at the school today? How did the kids respond to that?
Let me tell you something. It was so much fun. These kids looked like they drank 10 cups of coffee. They were so excited. The dopamine levels were super high. It was just absolutely insane.
That's interesting. And there's no telling how far you go by this time. By the time you'll be done, at least for this season, with them. I'm so excited about what is happening with those kids. Okay, because
because when he said what did we do today? I know that each child got to finish write their own book. That in the future we're going to be publishing stories from Clever Mind School. These kids are going to be future authors. That's big. Think about that. And then also today we made up our own song. Our affirmation song. That's by Clever Mind. Coming to a radio near you. You might you were jamming.
Yes.
You were jamming.
It's in my head still.
Yeah.
I still think it.
And so we're doing from story writing to on camera development today, and then also music. So we got so much stuff done today. So from dance to story to acting, that's everything that we're bringing. And also filmmaking is in the, to bring cameras into the school so these kids can create their own film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, folks. I'm really grateful that you took out time to be with me in the studio today. And everyone listening, I'm sure that for folks that children that are not with Clever Minds right now, you're missing something. Thank you for joining here today. I'm really grateful. Of course, guys, you've heard it. Jump right there, okay? Still Crown 89.9 FM Delta's Music Power. And this is a hot drive with yours truly, Shola Liz. I think we got one more time to just hear a little song. And from there, I'll be coming back to tell you bye-bye.
All right.